I picked the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's take a look at their draft, and I want to start right at the top. Tyree Wilson. Now, the 7th overall pick, that number is probably lower. It's definitely lower, if not for some concerns about his foot. Now, the Raiders said we had him in on a visit. We checked out all the medical. We were completely comfortable with it, and that's why we were fine with creating this moment right here. I love that suit jacket. I hate the jacket I'm wearing. How much time left in show? Not enough time for somebody Not enough time for somebody from Mount Laurel to drive all the way up here. That's where the folks are that are controlling this show.
Magic Mike.
Done. That's it. Tyree Wilson right here. The Raiders comfortable with the medicals there, and they said, you know what, we're taking him. And you know what, Patrick Mahomes, fellow Texas Tech guy, let's pop up this tweet from him. He said, hey, buddy, take it easy on me. There it is. Take it easy on me. Big dog, Tyree Wilson. Congrats, though. And maybe that's just a little rope-a-dope, or perhaps Patrick Mahomes is a little bit concerned about the potential for a pass rusher to be up in his grill. So if that's the case, good job, Raiders. Moving on to the second round, they wind up taking Michael Mayer right there. We did a segment on NFL Draft Kickoff before round 2 where we said, who are we most surprised is still out there? I was most surprised that guy was still out there. So were the Raiders. They had him ranked as one of their top players, one of their first-round rankings, top 15. So they were very pleased to get Michael Mayer. Dave Ziegler, the general manager, saying Josh McDaniels knows how to use tight ends. So that's a good thing. Let's go all the way down under here. Aiden O'Connell from Purdue. Really like this one. He doesn't have the most fleetest of feet, right? A lot of quarterbacks need that right now if you're going to be drafted highly, but his ability to process and get rid of the ball quickly. Ziegler said, he went to Josh McDaniels and said, watch this guy's tape. You're going to love this guy's tape. And it makes sense because he sees things quickly. He releases the ball quickly. Tom Brady used to do that. I'm not comparing him to Tom Brady. I'm just saying some similar traits. So they are very pleased with Aiden O'Connell. Let's see if they can develop him behind Jimmy Garoppolo.
Los Angeles Chargers. They were sort of in the playoffs, right? It was an infamous exit. It really was.
They were there, though.
It was tough. All right, so Justin Herbert, I consider in one of these clubs the quarterbacks who got a toy. He got a toy. His name is Quentin Johnson with the 21st overall pick. He is a wide receiver. He is fast. He is from TCU. His coach, Brandon Staley, as we look at this, these are guys from L.A. So Tuli Pulotu from L.A., Quentin Johnston, the guy I just mentioned, and then this is Darian Henley from L.A. as well, from Washington State. So about Johnston, though, Staley had some comments that raised some eyebrows where he said, we consider TCU no different than Georgia or Alabama. It's one of the top college programs. That's a take, Coach. It really is. Next, give me back to my roster. Quinn Johnson, because they took him and they took the quarterback at the end, Max Duggan, the Heisman runner-up, all the way here at the end at pick 239. You also have a guy named Matlock, which is really cool. And then you have this guy, Darius Davis, is 5 punt return touchdowns in college football, meaning who knows if he's going to be out there in the starting wide receiver groups, but he could be a guy who will bust a big one for the Chargers as they try to light up SoFi Stadium. Herbert gets a toy. We get some guys from L.A. It's a feel-good draft. They say TCU is as good as Alabama, and again, that's a take.
One team that didn't make the playoffs from another team that did make the playoffs.
I don't care.
For a team that won the Super Bowl. Why not? The Kansas City Chiefs. So look at who they drafted. Anyudike Uzama, first-round draft pick, a hometown kid, not from L.A., but from Kansas City, gets to stay right at home. Nick Jones, a 7th-round draft pick, said his hidden talent is he does impersonations. Good luck in training camp. Nicknamed Snacks for a defensive lineman. I feel like that's a pretty good nickname to have. This was probably the most interesting prospect on the list for me. He is named after a Boys II Men member, Wanye Morris. Parents are huge fans. Ian talked about it on draft night. Now he will be a member of the Kansas City Chiefs. I talked about Rashee Rice. There's a wide receiver because there's another quarterback who got a toy as well. He gets drafted, and he worked out with Mahomes in Dallas. Mahomes gives him a call. He's answering the phone like, what's up, Pat? What's up? What you need? You need me to come work right now? And he's ready to go. They were working out in Dallas. So Kansas City Super Bowl champs just got better in this year's NFL draft.
Not bad.
That's Jamie.
I am last, and I have the Broncos. It's very fitting as it pertains to teams that made the playoffs. Chiefs fans are happy that I didn't pick them to talk about in the spring fling because they want nothing to do with me, and that's cool. Denver Broncos, very short list because they gave up the house essentially to get Russell Wilson there 2 years ago. So they started, I thought it was in the 3rd round, but Marvin Mims, a 2nd-round pick, wide receiver, friend of the show, Texas State all-time wide receiver receiving yards record holder, which is ridiculous in the state of Texas. So great wide receiver out of Oklahoma. I think he's going to be able to help Russell Wilson out a lot. Drew Sanders, the linebacker at Arkansas, great. Riley Moss, the Mr. Hustle guy out of Iowa, the white cornerback we were talking about. But here's where I want to get to. The safety J.L. Skinner out of Boise State. That shouldn't be here because his first name is actually J.L. His dad and his grandfather, the classic actual letters are their first name. It doesn't stand for anything. It's just J.L. But this isn't, he's 6'4". I just said that to Jason. I go, Jason, how do you feel about a 6'4" safety? He said,
big
that's
as hell.
Big safety. So I'm really interested. He had some draft value at rounds 3 and 4. So the fact that he went 6 to the Broncos could be kind of a cool find for them
Tell me
in
he's
the late
not
rounds.
Jonathan Lewis Skinner?
He is not. He is just JL.
JL.
Just JL.